Ladies and gents, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato, and this is Spinnortality. That's right, we're back. Spinnortality. I still don't know how to say it, but still, it doesn't particularly matter. Anyway, in this episode, I want to launch a whole bunch more initiatives. I want to launch a whole bunch more projects with a whole bunch of new marketing angles. That is the plan. Also want to continue with our espionage, and we also want to continue to increase the amount of employees that we have. We don't actually have that many simple AIs yet, or chatty AIs, so we need to try and increase the amount of AI that we have that is actually employed. The number of interns that we have currently is quite high, and thank you to the person in the comments who said that when interns leave, they add on inefficiency. So that is why our inefficiency has, for the most part, been quite high, relatively high anyway. But it doesn't particularly matter, all things considered. We're still in an okay situation, and I'm not really worried about our efficiency being too high, or inefficiency, should I say, being too high at the moment. It's fine. It's all under control. We're not using our cyber connections for anything else. So occasionally using 3 cyber connections to lower inefficiency by 10% is not terrible spending in my books. Anyway, we did all that we could in the last episode, and on this turn especially, because of course we are waiting to get the £400 million war chest, $400 million war chest, in order to make the board of directors happy. Politicians in Asia are considering passing a law to strengthen net neutrality. Can't really do anything about this, unfortunately. Lose up to 20% media power in Asia. I mean, sure. I mean, there's nothing else that we can do anyway, so take it as you like. Our media influence is 5%, we lose 5%. It's no big deal, really. We don't lose 20%. Anyway, next turn. There we go. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So, our inefficiency is now down to 9%, in part helped by the board of directors who is helping us out. We also got a bunch more authority, which is quite nice. Hostile takeover. Business is cutthroat. Become the controlling stakeholder of the South American corporate nation by buying the most political shares. Gain 3 class connections. Gain 4% media power in target nation. Your authority will be somewhat more respected. Nice. Well, let's have a little look and see how much exactly it would cost for us to buy out. How much it would cost for us to buy out South America, the corporate nation. Alright, so it costs roughly 1 million for a share, and we need to get above 35, so that's not actually going to cost us that much. Yeah, like, sure. We just need a, yeah, there we go. It's now this is our country now. There we go. And the board of directors will be completely happy with that. That's great. That's really, really good. And it even turns orange as well. Oh, that's really, really cool. Maybe we should try and turn other countries into corporate nations as well. That would be very, very cool indeed. We've got enough authority to unlock a new agenda. We could increase our armed task force, or more likely, we could go for something else, something a little bit interesting. Yeah, you know what? Maybe education. I don't hate the idea of education. That's also not a terrible idea. Tax laws. Yeah, you know what? I really do like the idea of tax laws. That costs class connections, though. I don't really have that many class connections. Also, can't afford this at the present moment, but that's not really too much to worry about. All things considered, we can sort of stall for a turn. There's no real rush. There's no real rush for us to do anything. Aid. Yeah, so we can't actually afford anything at the moment, bar... Oh, we can't even afford the second level of armed task force. Alright, well, it looks like we're going to be holding out until the next turn anyway, so let's start spending some of this cash. First of all, I want to queue up a few more workers. I'm going to stop hiring interns. I don't really think that we need to hire them anymore. They're just not really that good in comparison to the other AI. Yeah, they're just not that great. They're just not that great. Enhanced employees are better. Simple AI are better. Chatty AI are better. interns are just not really that great. And you know, they offer a little bit of a cost saving, but nothing that's like, oh man, this is going to change the entire operations that we're running, you know, so it's not a big deal. Anyway, we've got 3 class connections, almost 4. Let's start going with meta friendship. Sure, let's unlock everything in meta friendship. So, what have we got here? Okay, that's not terrible. Wouldn't be terrible to launch in Russia. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the look of anything there, to be honest. Buffer zone. That's also pretty horrific. Yeah, okay, geez. There's not much that, hey, that's pretty good. We'll launch in North Africa, that's nice. Yeah. Well, we did try, but doesn't... Oh, we're already launching there. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much of interest. It doesn't look like there's that many great places to launch meta friendship. Yeah, that's an unfortunate situation. And of course, we don't have enough class connections in order to discover any more marketing angles. That's not a problem. Number of employees asked they might be allowed to work from home. Sure. Sure, they can work from home. I'm not bothered about that. More inefficiency. It's not a big deal. Occasionally we get a board mission that gives us a decrease in inefficiency anyway, so it's fine. Yep. Okay. I've changed the business oversight to high. Business oversight? Not entirely sure what that does, but that's not a problem. Let's go to the next turn after, of course, equipping some dudes in research. Workers get a 5% efficiency bonus for all tasks. That's very, very nice. Ambitious AI. I mean, part of me is keen on doing that, but another part of me is kind of just like, maybe not. Maybe not. Extend your lifespan by 4 years. Sure, let's pump some turns into that. That seems like a good idea. Espionage success. That is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, hostile takeover. Hold on a minute. We had the most political shares. Did someone buy out our share? Eh, some sneaky sausage did. Alright, well, I'm going to continue to buy... Sure, can I just, like, buy... I'll buy up to, like, 50%. We've got the money to do it, right? So there is absolutely no way that anyone has the ability to increase their amount of shares and take over South America again. That's great. So now we can start changing the lawmaking process. That is crazy. That is crazy. Chance law will change this turn. That is really, really cool. So we're going to start lowering taxation. I like that a lot. Okay. Do we just want to launch something in South America anyway? Maybe. Let's discover that. See if there's anything of value there. That's not terrible, actually. Go for buffer zone. Alright. Very, very cool indeed. Wow. I was not expecting that to be... I was expecting us to be done with that mission this turn, but that's not a problem. It's not a big deal to not have it done. Sure. Okay, good. So we are eventually getting there with meta friendships and whatnot. Sure, let's see public user data, see if there's anywhere that we want to launch. That seems like a good idea. That's not terrible. No, no. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Russia, no. Hey, you know what? I'll take that. That's pretty darn good. Auto poster, we don't have the focus points to do that. We don't have the class connections to do that. That's fine. Former interns seek capital for Moon Habit startup. Ooh. Ooh, that's very, very interesting because the moon is here. The moon is there. It's just been sort of floating around in front of us for a wee while. So it's very tempting. Very, very tempting indeed. Still nothing that we can do in the agenda screen. I do want to save up a little bit of class connections and whatnot in order to make that actually happen. But for now, not really that worried about it. Raid pension fund. We could make some serious money with this. We could make some very, very serious money. Have to do it with cyber connections, unfortunately, though. 3 cyber connections. What's our current inefficiency at? Our current inefficiency is... You know what? Let's do the raid pension fund thing. We'll do it for 3 turns. 94% chance of being successful. I mean, that's pretty much like a 100% success chance. So that's kind of fine. In the meantime, we're also going to spend some money on a few upgrades, just trying to increase the amount of connections that we're getting per turn. It's kind of important. Corruption is getting a little bit higher, but that's not too much to worry about. Our public opinion is slowly decreasing a little bit, but that's okay, because part of my idea is maybe to see if we can get the education agenda. So gain 20% public opinion on completion and 0.5 per turn thereafter. That would be really, really good if we could do that. We need a couple of class connections and a couple of cyber connections, but that won't be too difficult to arrange. Alright, let's go to the next turn. Ooh, we're a group of like-minded company reps within Orbital Enterprises want to propose a bold new direction for the company. Ooh. I want to do this. Oh, I really want to do this, but we don't have the class connections to do this, unfortunately. We don't have the resources right now. Ask me later. Man, that's really disappointing because I saw this. Saw this news article and it looks very, very good. Business oversight has been changed. Yeah, fine. And that's fine too. Let's equip some people to research. Is this going to finish like anytime this year? I'm really not sure. Designer organs. I mean, is there anything that will give us more... Is there anything that was going to give us more class connections? And truthfully, I don't actually know. No, really not sure, to be honest. That's not a problem. So we've got enhanced employees, and they are very, very good at creativity. So let's equip them there. And then we ideally want to stick the regular AI into other stuff. So let's stick him into Frankenstein. Sure, let's stick him into Frankenstein. We're sort of splitting our resources a little bit thin. Spreading our resources a little bit thin is, of course, the term that I meant to trot out there. But that's okay. That's not a problem. We can just about cope with that. All right, next turn. Whole bunch of authority. We do actually still maintain the largest stake in South America. 41% chance that this is going to change next turn. I really want to lower the tax rates. I really, really do. Because that's going to save us so much money. Incite riots? I mean, we could do it. But, I mean, I'm not really keen on doing that. Don't really want to see a change now that I've taken it over. Stabilized nation. We've significantly invested in South America, but the nation remains unstable. Stabilize the nation so it lies at least halfway between prosperity and chaos. Okay, well, that presents us with a good opportunity to do an espionage mission that will raise the prosperity graph a little bit. Yeah, that would be really, really good to do. Yeah, okay, I mean, maybe. Maybe in time. Maybe in time. I will consider it. Got 4 class connections. I kind of want to save up some class connections, to be honest. Don't really feel like I'm in the need to... I don't really feel like I need to get rid of them right now. Alternatively, could spend some of those sweet, sweet class connections on doing something espionage-y. But we don't really have the ability to do much at the moment, which is a bit of an annoyance. So that's fine. Let's make a decision. Fund the schools. Gain 10% public opinion. Sure, let's fund the schools. It's no big deal. I'm not even reading the, things. Hold on a minute. Oceania is locked. Auto poster. Oh, interesting. It requires social to be at mid or lower. Interesting. 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 Should we start doing stuff like this? I mean, we don't actually have the ability to do it as it currently stands, because we need the PsyOps agenda, which is presumably somewhere here, but it doesn't particularly matter. Point is that we can still influence the politics in this country by donating to the ruling party. When are... You know what? Let's just donate. Let's just donate to this party. Whoa, 40 million a pop? That was a little more expensive than I anticipated. Spend 1.82 favor. Yep, let's try and get that changed back down. I mean, I want the ability to invest in Oceania, so I want to try and keep everything roughly in the middle. That'd be kind of nice. Let's spend a point. That's pretty darn good. Sure. North Africa. It's not exactly ideal, but it is what it is. We got to make do with what we got. I want to start influencing the laws in South America, but don't really have the ability to do that much at the present moment, as I'm already influencing the tax rate. Sure. Yep. Law too high. Yeah. That's a bummer, eh? That is a real bummer. Sure, we'll launch in Europe. That seems not terrible. And posting tips. Nice. Alright. Yeah, beautiful. It's not ideal, but whatever. We can just about cope. We can just about cope with that. Fine. Fine. Public user data. Stay safe. Let's get that unlocked. Oh, we don't have the political points to do that. We don't have the class connections. Fine. All right. Well, we're still making a sweet amount of cash each turn. Cyber connections maybe need to be spent in the next couple of turns in order to reduce inefficiency by just a smidge, but that's okay. I don't think we want to hire any more employees, to be honest. It's just not really worth it. We just want to continue to hire enhanced employees, simple AI, and chat AI. That's what we're really after at the moment. Fine. I think I forgot to assign some people to research, but that's no big deal. That's fine. I will cope. Well, let's assign them to... No. Oh, no! May have accidentally just right-clicked this button, which led to everyone being fired. Well, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. These things happen. Designer organs, that would be kind of nice. Posting tips. Sure, let's get all of the interns involved in that. Let's get you involved in that. Auto poster, gift suggester, auto shopper, career advice. Yeah. Designer organs, let's get you guys and you involved. Yeah, that was a little bit of a terrible decision right there, or a little bit of a terrible accident, but it is what it is. All right, global supply chain for cobalt. Strike a golden opportunity. Sure, let's give it a shot. Might as well. 2 class connections. I want to save up a little bit at the moment. Also, we just got rid of a whole bunch of employees, so we're going to be saving big money, which is quite nice. Quite happy about that. Let's go to the next turn. What? How can espionage fail? How can espionage fail? Okay, but it doesn't particularly matter, actually. I'm really upset that that did, in fact, happen, because that would have made us a significant amount of money, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. The good news is that we have a bunch of class connections, and we can actually impose order and increase prosperity by 1 in our selected country. Sure. Let's do that. The target nation is, of course, going to be South America. How long do we actually have to do this? Turns left, 14. I mean, stabilize the nation, so at least halfway between prosperity and chaos. Hey, look, taxation. We managed to fix the taxation right up, which is very, very good. We've got a long way to go. Halfway is 1, 2, 3. It's going to take 9 turns. 9 turns of effective espionage. Which I think is fine. If we leave it 3 turns, then it'll have a higher chance of completing successfully. So I'm quite happy to take 3 turns to make this happen, rather than spending more military connections to have it done faster to the same degree of success. So we'll just do that. Let's get that done. Yep, sure. Absolutely very, very keen for that. What is this? I am a freak. Okay. Kidnap the experimented. I don't look human anymore. Welcome to the family? Sure. Were you an enhanced employee? Okay. I mean, that's fine. The great thing about having no regular employees is that we actually reduced our bill by a substantial amount. Our bill, our employee outgoings are now very, very much reduced. Let's go for an efficiency restructure. Sure. Let's also get a little bit of corruption out of here. Not really keen on corruption. That does reduce our number of points down to just 1, but that's okay. We can just continually take our time to get a few more yeah, no, not really. Nothing really strikes me as particularly interesting there. That would have been good to do, but whatever. I don't even want to try and guess at what we should be looking for. Yeah, I don't understand how we managed to fail that mission. That is pretty darn ridiculous if you ask me, but that's not a problem at all. Look, our finances are in a good position. That's really, really important. We're making money from everywhere, actually. And actually, what's crazy is that we're collecting a whole bunch of dividends. Collecting a whole bunch of dividends from corporations, which is crazy. Look at this. We're buying, or we're getting money. We're getting money from our shares. We're getting a return on our investment here. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's try and lower our taxation to the lowest possible level. And also, if I continue to buy shares, let me buy shares to like 65% or something. I know it'll cost me a bit of money, but in actuality, the amount of money that I will gain, the amount of money that I'll gain in dividends is actually kind of substantial. So we just increased our dividend payout by about 7 million there. So that's quite nice. That's really nice, in fact. So we probably want to just try and buy out the other companies. I don't know if that is technically possible, because it seems that we're getting diminishing returns for each and every share that we buy. And obviously we've got a very finite amount of money. But, you know, that is what it is. We can only do what we can do. So we'll have to make do with that. Yeah. Interesting. We can also buy shares in the media, which would be an interesting thing to do. I'm not entirely sure how that compounds with the politics. In fact, I'm not sure at all how it compounds with the politics. But we can discover that. We can discover that in the next couple of episodes. I imagine that 10% stake is probably the minimum. Oh no, it's not. I was thinking that perhaps the other companies couldn't go lower than 10%, but you never know. They actually are able to. Okay, well, cool. Ladies and gents, thank you very, very much for watching. This has been Spinnortality. I've been Orbital Potato, and I will see you next time. Bye.